there are, I think, 50 some days before the midterm elections. How do you see the importance of these elections 50 days away, almost 8 weeks away?
I mean, they're absolutely critical because I think it's pretty clear if the Republicans take back both chambers for sure, but even if they take back the House, which just mathematically they probably will, because there are some structural advantages and redistricting and things that help them.
Yeah, gerrymandering.
Um, all we're going to see for the next 2 years are investigations of the investigations of Donald Trump. Right? It's going to
Yeah.
be it'll make Benghazi look like it was a valid fishing expedition. Right? We'll bring in everybody who's ever questioned Trump about anything and grill them about nothing at all, and waste money and time and energy because we're not going to be able to get a lot of legislation passed if you have divided government. Obviously, if the Republicans also took back the Senate, it's going to be catastrophic in terms of judicial appointments, even beyond what's already happened. And so these are really important elections. I know we always say this, oh, it's the most important election of our lifetime. It seems like every 2 or 3 or 4 years we say that. But it really may be true in this instance. And I don't think it can be overstated how important it is to make sure that the MAGA movement is defeated soundly. We need to have a respectable and valid conservative movement in this country. I'm not one that doesn't want there to be that. It's important, I think, that there be a legitimate and valid conservatism that we can listen to and debate and discuss and disagree with and hopefully defeat, because I'm not a conservative, but it needs to be there. That's an important voice that people have and feelings that people have. But what we have right now is not that. That has been hijacked. That has been truncated. That has been trumped, pun very much intended, by the MAGA movement. And it's not good for the country to have that be the face of conservatism, because it's not conservative. It's reactionary. It's not conservative. It's fascist. And it's a dagger pointed at the heart of democracy itself. Right now, the message that I think Democrats should be hammering is not so much a policy directive, because policy directives rally your troops, which is very helpful, but the other side can do the same thing and it becomes something of a stalemate. If you want to be able to really defeat the MAGA movement, not just win a House seat or a Senate seat or the presidency, but really defeat the movement, it's going to take building a coalition that's going to include some people that you probably are not going to be breaking bread with politically in 4 or 10 years or 20 years, because you're going to have major disagreements. But you've got to get together and decide that saving democracy right now, saving and preserving our system so that we can actually make it better, as opposed to seeing it going the direction that it's going with the MAGA folks, has to be the first order of business. Because if we don't do that, none of that other stuff that we want, none of the policy stuff we want, whether it's guaranteed, universal health care, whether it's better schools, whatever it is, living wage, $15 minimum wage, better trade policy, whatever it is that you care about, ain't none of it going to happen.
Right.
If we do not preserve some semblance of small d democratic processes in this country. And in order to do that, it's not going to be something the left alone can do. It's certainly not going to be something that the center alone can do, right? It's going to have to be something that everyone who isn't a MAGA fanatic is going to have to decide. We got to put all this other shit to the side for a while until we secure, the beaches, so to speak. We have to build up our defenses, and then we can get back to arguing like we always did. We can get back to that. But right now we have to defeat this movement because it's the biggest threat to democracy that we've seen, in the last 150 some odd years.